Okay, so in the previous videos we talked a little bit about JWTs and about row level policies. In this video I'm going to take a little bit of a step back and talk about the larger Supabase architecture and where auth fits in. So if you come to github.com/supabase/supabase and you scroll down to the readme, we'll find this diagram here. Now, when you spin up a Supabase instance on app.supabase.io, we actually give you two things. We give you this bottom box here is a complete Postgres database. You can access it directly. You can do basically whatever you want with it, enable lots of Postgres extensions, this kind of thing. But we also give you all of these applications on the top, all bundled together. Now, just quickly, Kong is an API gateway and it enables us to offer you a bunch of different services and access them all on the same domain. So if we go to the dashboard, the Supabase dashboard, app.supabase.io, and we go down to settings and click API, then this is the domain that I'm talking about. So it'll be the reference to your project, which you'll also see in the URL bar at the top. Then what we have is 4 services: /auth, /rest, /realtime, and /pg. We're just going to focus on the auth endpoint since this is an auth deep dive. So what we can do is we can grab this URL, we'll plop it into a new window, and we'll say /auth. Now at the moment all of these APIs are on v1, so the base for your auth API is actually going to be /auth/v1. So this is our base, and you can see Kong error, no API key found in request. This is because we need the API key in order to get past the Kong API gateway here to access this endpoint. And we talked a little bit in the previous videos about which headers you need in order to access these APIs. Now you'll see here this application server Gotrue is the auth app server, and I just want to show you where that lives. So if you go to github.com/supabase/Gotrue, you'll find the Supabase fork of Gotrue here. We've made a couple of small changes so that it fits in better with the Supabase stack, but for the most part it's pretty much the same. Now if you come down to the readme in the Gotrue repo, you'll find all of the config which we use internally, but it's useful if you want to host this yourself. And if you scroll further down, you'll find the endpoints section, which documents all of the back-end endpoints. So we can see get settings, for example. Now let's just try this out. I'll load up my rested client. I'll grab this URL and I'll put /settings. Now the next thing we need to grab is the API key here, the anon key. We'll say API key, send request, and we'll see the basic config. Now if you scroll down here, you'll see all the usual endpoints. So sign up, invite, verify. You can go through this in your own time to make sure you fully understand it. And I'll also show you that this documentation also lives on the Supabase website. So if you go to supabase.io, head down to API reference, hit tools and Gotrue, you'll see that this readme effectively lives here as well. And down the right hand side we get a nice breakdown of all the endpoints you can use. Now the other thing we have is we have the Gotrue clients, and this is effectively a wrapper around the raw HTTP endpoints. So what I'll do now is I'll go to Supabase/Gotrue.js, and you can see the JS library that we've written as a wrapper around these HTTP endpoints. And once again, this is all documented on the Supabase website with endpoints like sign up, sign in, session, update, etc. And you may also find that if you're a Python user, there is a Python version of this library in the works. It's a J0/GotruePy. And actually, if we just search for Gotrue in the Supabase organization, you can see we have a C#, a Kotlin, Java, and Dart. So if you just wanted to interact with Gotrue, then you can use these Gotrue client libraries. But the way our Supabase client libraries actually work, Supabase JS, for example, is actually just a wrapper around the 3 other client libraries. It's a wrapper around Gotrue.js, Postgres.js, and Realtime.js. So it just adds an extra layer of convenience for us to interact with the Gotrue backend. So for most of the things that you probably want to do is you just want to instantiate a Supabase client in your JS context, and you can use that for auth, you can use that for REST, you can use that for real-time, all in the same client. Now, the reason I'm pointing all this out is in the next video I want to show you how to use Google OAuth provider to log into a Supabase app. So go ahead to the next video where I'll be showing you how to use this sign-in method with provider Google.